Hello and welcome to Motors for the Masses, and today I want to pop in and just talk about something that's confusing me, and I think it's going to confuse other people too. So let's roll the intro and get cracking. Now, the specific topic of conversation is the new 2024 Mustang Mach-e Rally. Now, the reason why I'm confused is because, one, I'm morally confused because it's not a Mustang, it's a Ford Fusion. But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's go with Mustang because that's what they've called it. It's a rally version which looks epic. Now, I never thought I'd say that because it's a Mach-e, and as an owner of a 2016 GT 5 litre and a 1971 7 litre, the concept of a Mach-e is wrong. But anyway, I love the look of this to the state where I want one, but... and this is where the confusing bit starts. I went down to my Ford dealer today just to try and get a bit more information. I've looked online as well. And Ford, a bit, I think, in the dark as to what's happening with it. They're under the impression, I think, that it's an option on top of the GT model. Now, I oversaw some paperwork that said there's only going to be 50 available for the UK and Ireland. 50. That's it. So you can only get 50 GT rallies in the UK and Ireland. So I think they're going to be pre-sold quite quickly, especially considering the price is £77,000. That's a lot of money. But when you consider the price of the GT, that's only what, £3,000 more. And for that £3,000, you get some cool extras. Now, the confusion is that I think Ford think, or the Ford dealerships think, that it's an extra you can put on to the GT model. But the GT comes in various different colours. Now, one thing I am finding confusing is for 2024, they've got rid of the yellowy orange colour. I thought that was the most popular. But anyway, what they're deciding to do with the Mach-e is black, white, even more white, grey, blue, grabber blue, red, or dark grey, like a gunmetal colour. So they're for the standard GT version of the Mach-e. However, the Rally you can only get in black, grabber blue, silver, and bright yellow, and that's the one I like, the bright yellow one. I mean, look at that. That just looks awesome, doesn't it? The white wheels, which are only available in white wheels, actually, this car. White wheels, the big spoiler on the back, the extra sort of valance spoiler and little lips around the side, and the stripes and the black grille, I think look really epic. I love the look of that, to the state where I'd so want to get one. But I mean, I can't justify the concept of £75,000 or £73,000 on a GT. And I know it's only a few grand more, and if you're going to spend that kind of money, maybe get the extras. But £77,000. However, it's not just that. You also get 2-inch lift on the bodywork, which means with the four-wheel drive system, it's going to be awesome off-road as well as on-road. Not that you'd want to take a £77,000 electric car off-road unless you're a rally driver, I guess. But just look at it. It just looks phenomenal, doesn't it? Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, if I'm alone in this camp, then let me know. But it's really, really biting away at my moralness. It's an electric car. It's got the name Mustang on it. I was going to say it's a Mustang, but it's got the name Mustang on it. And it looks superb. I mean, I suppose you could put, you remember that Thor exhaust, electronic exhaust system I had on my Ford Transit Custom. You could put that on there and that would confuse a lot of people, but it would sound epic as well as look epic. And that is the bit that's making me go, ooh, maybe, you know, I don't know. Unless, of course, the only problem with that is that because it goes, I don't know if it would work with the electronic exhaust because there'd be no gear change. You'd just go, and that would sound weird. So I don't know. But I just love the look of this. Now, specs wise, you've got a 0 to 60 time of 3.6 seconds. 3.6 seconds in an electric Ford Mustang, Ford Fusion. And a range that goes up to 317 miles, which is pretty good. And a power of 487 horsepower. Interior wise, you only get the what they call the Silver City Ford Performance Sensico fabric, which is black, basically. Now I can see where the Ford dealerships are coming from in the UK, where they think it's an add-on extra because it says Mach-e GT Rally Pack. But you can't buy the Rally Pack, as far as I know, and I'm sure though there'll be aftermarket companies that will come up with these, who knows, but you can't buy the Rally Pack after you've bought a standard GT. So it has to be built at factory with the GT spec on it. And the fact that there's only 50 available for the UK, that's the confusing bit, because it means they've only got 50 lots of suspension. Well, obviously there's going to be spares, but 50 lots of the wheels, 50 lots of the extra body kits, and 50 lots of the roof spoiler to be put on a standard GT, but only in certain colours, and you cannot get the GT in the yellow that they're doing the GT Rally in the yellow. So surely it's not a bolt-on pack like they think it is. It's a specifically bespoke built car. They just take the standard GT powertrain, but it's a different kit that they put on at factory that you can only buy direct from the factory at the build stage, not as an aftermarket thing. So that's where the confusion comes in. Maybe some clarification would be great, whether you could get this pack as an additional extra after you've built a GT. I don't think you can. I think it's just bespoke. They shouldn't really use the Rally Pack bit because it's clearly confused the Ford dealerships in the UK, because they weren't sure when I asked them this question as well. Can you get the pack as an extra? And they said, oh, I don't know. So, but they even put it on here, Rally Pack. And the Rally Pack is plus £2,250. So they've even put a price on it. But it must only be available at build stage. Brand new, not aftermarket. Now I'm going to read it here. It says Rally body styling with a large rear spoiler, 19-inch white Rally inspired wheels with AT tyres, all-terrain tyres, I assume that means. Rallycross themed Magna Ride suspension with 20mm raised height, unique Rally Sport drive mode. Now that's the other thing. There's an extra mode in there. So it can't just be a bolt-on pack. It has to be a bespoke built rally only car, and there's only going to be 50 available for the UK and Ireland. Hood stripes and side graphics, front and rear underbody shields. So extra bits that go under to stop the gravel kicking up and destroying batteries, I guess. Gloss white inserts on the seat backs and steering wheel, and Rally embossed seats. So the seats are different. The underbody is different, the styling is different, the suspension is different. But they put a price on it. So I'm guessing once you go, I'll have a GT please at £70 billion. But no, wait, because even that's confusing. When you click on the configurator, the standard GT says here £67,840. Okay, £67,840. You go through the configurator. Yes, that's the GT. That's the one I want. Okay, yes, we've got the 487 horsepower. That's great. Oh, hang on, what did I say there? 244 miles of range. Okay, so the electric combined range on the GT is 304 miles of range. Interesting. Let's just go with grab a blue, for example, because you can get that in that and the Rally. That's plus £1,150. Standard black, no additional cost. In fact, let's go with that because you can get the Rally in black, so no additional cost on there. The same interior, the Ford Performance Sensico fabric, alloy wheels, £400. No, we'll leave those extra ones. However, these are your choices. It doesn't give you the option to add the Rally Pack on the GT model. You physically have to go to the Rally Pack configurator, which starts, because it says Rally Pack GT only included, starts at £76,790. And then you go through, and that's it. You can't choose anything else. All you can choose is your colour, and that's it. So I don't think they've sorted that out very well in terms of understanding. No additional cost on any colour either, so no additional cost on whether you want... Oh, yes, there is. The yellow is a standard colour. The black, standard colour. The sort of silvery blue and the grabber blue is £1,150 extra. But the yellow, which I prefer, is no extra cost. It's all very confusing, isn't it? So it's not an additional pack. Why do they call it an additional Rally Pack at plus £2,250 when you can only get it on the Rally version that you can only order as a separate vehicle, not as an addition to the GT model? Do you get my drift? It's confusing, isn't it? So there you go. That's Ford boosting up their prices for absolutely no reason. They've done that wrong. They should have basically just said, okay, you can get the standard car, the premium and the premium all-wheel drive and the GT or the Rally. Not you can get the Rally as long as you get the GT only. I guess it's from the powertrain point of view, but all they've got to do is just say there's the four options and those two have got the same powertrain. And don't put a price on it at plus £2,250 because it isn't, is it? If you take 67,000 and add, or 76,000, take away 67,000, it's a lot more than £2,250, isn't it? It's more like 6,000, isn't it? Or 7,800, I think it works out, something like that. Nearly 8 grand, let's say 8 grand. So that's very confusing, isn't it? So why are you saying it's plus £2,250 when it isn't? Ford! I'm angry now, I don't want one anymore. They can sod off with it. I'll wait till it comes second hand. Because that's the other thing, isn't it? You can get a Mach-e GT now. In fact, let me have a quick look. Let's see if the cheapest one I can find of the Ford Mustang Mach-e. And let's go with the cheapest GT we can find in the UK. Price low to high. £36,990 for a 2021. Now, if you paid the yellow one, which I think is the most popular, and grabber blue everywhere, 37,000 for a 2022 model. So that's come down more than half the value in 3 years, from £70,000 to £36,000 in 3 years. Now, I guess the exclusivity of the Rally only having 50 available in the UK makes that more desirable and I guess keeps the price higher. But other than that, that's a big loss, isn't it? Half its value in 3 years. Anyway, I think that brings me to the end of this little rant, and I hope you followed me, and I'm sorry if it's been confusing and a bit ranty. It's not my usual nonsense. I'm just a bit conflicted, annoyed, and full of desire, as well as anger. So that brings me to the end. So until next time, please ride and drive carefully, but have fun. Goodbye.